Hello, everyone. Welcome back to another glorious episode of Jedi Talk. I am your host, Brad Hughes. This is coming to you at the start of Star Wars Celebration. Isn't it Wednesday the start? No, Thursday is the start. The day before Celebration Eve, where I am currently doing a sound check as we speak at Star Wars Celebration, making sure all the stuff for the panel is working nice and perfectly. But today, before we get into all the Star Wars Celebration, the last thing that we're going to do before all the Celebration news breaks out, we're going to have a lot of stuff to talk about. We are doing a top 10 list again of, well, not again of this list, but we're doing another top 10 list. And this time the top 10 list is top 10 bounty hunters. And joining me to the across from me, I was about to say to the right because I'm used to you being on my right-hand side, is the man, the myth, the legend, Evan T. Boucher. Evan, what's going on, homie?
Hello there. A lot of things are going on. Like the fact that you just said like this list we haven't done before is like I kept shouting out topics that we've done before. And we've done so many topics. I just keep forgetting. Yeah, that's one thing going on. I couldn't initially come up with like even 10 bounty hunters, I thought. I was like, do I even know 10? But then I like sat down and thought, and I was like, oh yeah, there's that guy, there's that one, there's her, I was like, oh yeah, there's definitely 10.
There's going to be a lot of crossover on this list, I think. And this is going to be a shorter episode than a normal top 10 list. So just pointing that out there. Because we're not the bounty hunter guys. You know what I mean?
That's like, my least favorite faction.
Yeah, it's my
like this whole thing that Disney's like, there's the dark side, the light side, and the smugglers, bounty hunters. I'm like, have people cared about this third faction? And apparently so. I just wasn't one of those people.
I've always been the Jedi guy.
Right. I've always been
the dark side.
Light side. Well, not. I've always been kind of Jedi interested, but like the dark side's cooler looking.
You've been Jedi curious?
Yeah, Jedi curious. Everyone goes to that time period in college when you're Jedi curious, you know. So, but like seeing it on the Halcyon was the first time that I was like, oh, they made this whole Wraith Cole character for the people that want to do bounty hunter stuff and smuggler stuff. So I'm like, now I see the appeal.
It's fun.
For me, I was like, I don't get the people who really love the bounty hunter side of Star Wars, but they do.
It's fun.
So
It's
different.
Yeah, it's something I like, but it's not something I care about. It's almost like the prequel era for me in Star Wars, where it's like I get it, but it's not my jam.
Right.
I understand the story. I get that people love it. They like the politics and all that crap. It's just not for me. To me, the Star Wars is Jedi and like that mythology. That's what I love about Star Wars.
The bounty hunter is almost like if you want to be like a normal guy in Star Wars, but like you want to make a living. That's like the thing you latch on to.
Absolutely.
It's like just, going in and shooting people in the face.
So I'm curious where certain characters show up on your list. There's one in particular I'm very curious about.
Okay.
And do you have any honorable mentions?
I could have a lot, but one I had some debate on. I want to see your opinion on it.
Okay.
I didn't put her in the top 10. But where do you fall with Asajj Ventress? Does she count to you?
She counts to me. She's not on my list either, though.
Okay. I didn't put her in because I'm like, yeah, she counts, but she doesn't count. Like, she's a Sith. Like, she's not a bounty hunter.
She's I mean, it's almost like Maul, kind of, where it's like, to me, he is like a crime syndicate guy.
Right.
But to me, he's a dark side user. He's a Sith.
How did he start?
Yeah.
He started as a Sith. How did Ventress start? Well, a Jedi, but then a Sith.
Yeah.
She only went to bounty hunting when she had
as
nowhere
like
else to go.
Resort, yeah.
Dooku betrayed her, tried to kill her, and she had nowhere left to go. So she's like, bounty hunting, got to make money, got to live.
It's like the drug dealers of Star Wars.
Yeah, it's like it doesn't count.
Where you go when you have no other options. It's like it's the equivalent of having an OnlyFans in Star Wars.
People would pay money for an Asajj Ventress OnlyFans. That's the creepy part.
Yeah,
people would.
People would pay for a lot of things I don't quite understand.
Nope.
But yeah, she's not on my list. But I would have no issues with that being on there.
Yeah.
All right, let's go with your number 10.
We should go with your number 10 because I'm kind of still deciding.
I wonder if we have the same number 10.
You're waiting for me to say it? I don't know my number 10. I'm kind of still deciding.
You're still deciding?
Yeah.
Okay, my number 10 is Boba Fett.
Okay.
He's got to be on the list. But for me, he is not a character. Like, he is the first character I think of when I think bounty hunter. But he is not the best bounty hunter.
Yeah.
And that's kind of how I rank these, was like characters that were the better bounty hunters.
Yeah,
more like,
I get that.
It's almost even like just screen time of bounty hunting for the most part. Because you don't really see him do much as a bounty hunter up until, I mean, even with Book of Boba Fett, he's not bounty hunting.
Nope.
So there's not
even
much there.
Even in Mando, he's not either. Like,
there's not much there. So he is the first character I think of when I think of bounty hunting. He is like what made the term bounty hunting sound cool. Like, bounty hunter is cool. But I know that's controversial. And it's not because I don't like the character. The character's fine. But it's just there's not a lot of substance there when it comes to specifically being a bounty hunter. There's comics and crap, but yeah, I get it. All right, what's your number 10? What did you decide?
My number 10 is kind of similar. Sorry, I don't know if I was speaking into the mic. My number 10 is kind of similar in the sense of where it's like one of the original ones that you think of when you think bounty hunters, but like you don't see him do anything, literally a single thing. He stands there. But IG-88 is my number 10 because like that kicked off to like, oh, these dudes look cool. They're not Jedi. They're not Sith, Empire, nothing. They're like they'll work for whoever's gonna pay them the most money.
I'm gonna beat you to death because IG-88's on my list, but it's way higher.
What? Way higher? Okay.
How dare you?
How
dare you, sir?
I'm sorry.
No, I get it. I totally understand what you're saying. It's the same. It's the Boba Fett argument where
And
on
his
screen
design's
there's
dope.
not a lot.
Yeah, his design's really dope.
It's really cool.
But it's also really convenient. They're like, what props do we have on set? Okay, grab that, glue it together. We got it.
I get it.
But it inspired another bounty hunter that is probably going to show up on one of our lists.
Not mine.
Well, spoiler alert. It's on
Spoiler
mine.
alert. He's not on mine. I know which one you're talking about.
Yeah.
My number 9 is Aura Singh.
Okay. She's iconic though.
She's an iconic character. The
They
design's
latched
dope.
onto her for Star Wars weekends big time.
Yeah. She was in the Halcyon issue number 2,
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
and she was cool in that. So that's kind of where my brain went when I was thinking about her. But she's just one of those characters that like. It's almost like that's like a gauge, like a good gauge of like a semi-obscure character that the average fan wouldn't know. It's like a secret handshake where you're like, okay, you know who Aura Singh is. You know what I mean?
She even gets like a throwaway line, not of her saying it or anything, but like in Solo.
Yeah.
And I like that.
Gravity killed her.
Yeah.
I just pushed
He's
her.
like, you're Tobias Beckett. You killed Aura Singh. And he's like, the fall
Pretty
killed
sure
her
fall
or something.
killed
Yeah,
her.
pretty
I
sure the
just
fall
pushed her.
killed her. I pushed.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like that. I like Tobias isn't a bounty hunter, but he would be a cool
I
bounty
was
hunter.
debating putting him on
Yeah,
there.
I would see him doing it if like Dryden Voss said, hey, you need to go kill this guy, I'll pay you.
Yeah.
He would do it.
Yeah.
So I guess he kind of is a bounty hunter, but
Kinda.
I didn't count him.
I didn't count him either.
I love that character, but I didn't count him.
I like Beckett a lot too.
Yeah. That's funny, though. Aura Singh is my number 9 as well. Mainly just
Oh, is
because
it?
of the huge representation. I never went to Star Wars weekends, but just the fact that they had her at Star
She's
Wars
also
weekends.
kind of a piece.
But she's got weird fingers, though. Her fingers are like
She's
7
kinda got-
inches long.
I got a big
like,
dick. It would look good in my hands.
I guess. I don't know. You like that ponytail?
And
Like
I
the
wonder
shaved
why we
head
didn't get a
ponytail?
panel at Celebration for the
We did, though.
podcast stage at Celebration.
For now, until it gets taken away.
Ugh.
You put this episode out after
I will.
Celebration.
They come up to me
What
like
else?
mid-panel, like, we heard your most recent episode.
Yeah,
we can't.
you can't.
Got it.
You can't do that.
We need you off stage.
Well, who was it? Oh, there's a Childish Gambino joke that he had Chris Rock come to one of his shows, but like way early on before he was big, and Chris Rock come up and Childish Gambino was like, "Dude, I love you. Like, what you got anything for me? Like any inspiration or like any advice?" And Chris Rock was like, "I loved your show. All that stuff was great. Never do any of that again." And it's like that's that same idea. It's like maybe don't ever say that again. Like, she's in the Phantom Menace for like 6 seconds.
Isn't she the one? No,
The pod
that's
racing
a-
scene.
Yeah, it is.
They
her,
just
right?
show her
Yeah.
watching the pod race, and like that's it. That spawned the rest of her character.
Right.
She's not
I love
in
that about
anything.
Star Wars. It's like background characters become these
Yeah.
major iconic
Yeah.
things. Boba Fett's the biggest example.
Or
of
Singh
that.
ties into Boba Fett,
Yep.
or is like a terrible mother figure for Boba. So like, became important after one random scene in Phantom
Quinlan
Menace.
Voss, same kind of thing.
Yeah, yeah.
Quinlan Voss is in Brotherhood.
Oh, nice. I didn't know that. That's cool. We need more him.
It's not long.
No,
At
still
least,
though,
at least
it's
right
better
now
than
it's not,
nothing.
but it's a cool little. That book is so good.
Yeah, I've heard. I can't imagine how it wouldn't be good. Like unless it's just horribly written or something. But like they don't
it's
have any
so
bad
fun.
writers in Star Wars.
No.
No.
Well, they have one, but I'm not going to say his name.
That's okay. I don't think I know who it is.
I even said he. I narrowed it down. Shit.
Uh-oh. Hey, it's 2022.
There's two actually that
they
I'm
could
not fans
they could
of.
identify as a he if
That's
they're not
true.
a he. So maybe it's a her.
Maybe
Maybe
it's
it's a they. Yeah.
Maybe it's them.
Them. The writer.
I'm not even going to get what I was about to say. All right.
Good call. What do you got? Number 8.
Number 8, Fennec Shand.
Ooh, she is on mine as well, but not number 8.
She's dope. She's a G. Was she introduced in Mandalorian?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then they
I
put her
feel
in
like she's been around
Bad
forever.
Batch. Yeah, it does. She's natural. She's so natural
Natural
feeling.
fit.
Yeah.
It's perfect.
Great
She's
design. I love her costume.
100%.
Yeah.
Great in Book of Boba Fett. Great in Mandalorian. Cool in Bad Batch, I guess. Nothing was really cool in Bad
Yes.
Batch.
Yeah.
There's a Bad Batch panel, and I'm like,
Why though? There's a Bad Batch season 2 though, but why though?
Season 2, I don't know.
Season 1, why though?
Dave Filoni said it was a
essential or something.
It was a masterclass in Star Wars storytelling. It's like,
guess
easy.
Yeah, I guess.
Relax, guy. It's not.
In a way, they're almost bounty hunters.
I think The Mandalorian's a masterclass in Star Wars storytelling.
Yes.
But I wouldn't say that about Bad Batch.
No.
Jesus Christ. But she's just a good character. Zion's dope.
Yeah.
She's lethal. She don't fuck around.
Nope.
I like
She had the high ground when she was introduced.
And then, like, you thought she died, and it was an introduction to Boba Fett in Mandalorian Season 1. Or is that Season 2?
Boba comes in Season 2. Well,
but that episode,
technically, we see his feet in Season 1.
That was Season 1, right? Yeah, because that was with the Hey Mando guy.
Yeah.
That episode. I need to go back. I'm going to rewatch those on the plane, by the way.
What's his name again?
I have it. I don't remember.
His name. It's actually a decent name. It's not horrible.
What is it?
Oh, I usually do remember it. Because he's a bounty hunter. He would not be on this list. No. We'll think of it sometime in this list.
8, and then I'll
My number 8 is somewhat related. We have Grief Karga. How can you not have Cara Weathers as a bounty hunter? You know, like he's technically like the guild leader on Navarro, so he's not out like doing all the dirty work himself.
Who was it? I missed it. I'm sorry.
Grief Karga.
Oh, Grief Karga.
But like at some point he had to be a low-level bounty hunter to work up to become this like leader of the guild on Navarro. So, and it's just Cara Weathers, man. Like he's just a perfect addition to Star Wars.
He's gonna be at Celebration.
Yeah, he is. I would love to meet him. I don't know if I could pay that much money to meet him, but I would love to meet him. He's a dope dude, dope character. He's got a decent arc. I mean, like, he comes around at the end, mainly just because of Grogu, but we get that Force healing scene with Grief Karga, and that's the thing that shows, okay, that's a legit 100% true Force ability. So without that scene, that's a pretty massive scene for Star Wars. But Grief Karga's got a dope name, Star Wars name. I love his costume, too. He's got, like regal cape-looking. It's almost kind of Lando-ish, just not as, like, extravagant. His introduction's pretty cool in Mando, just hanging out on the bar in Navarro. He's like, take that mask off. Let me get you a drink. And he's like, nope.
Is it Toro Calican?
Yep, Toro
Yeah,
Calican. Okay, I take it back. It's an average Star Wars name at best.
Toro
is not great.
Toro Calican.
Is he a bull?
Toro's like Pokemon.
Was it Tauros or Toro?
Oh, it's Tauros. You're right.
Whatever,
You're
same
right.
thing.
You're right.
Same thing. But anyway.
Yeah, I like him. He didn't make my list. I didn't think of him as a bounty hunter, but he is.
He was at some point.
He's the head of the guild, so
he's elevated
in.
himself. But
so
you know,
yeah, that's a good call. Carl Weathers is the man.
No pucks for you. No, get out of here.
Get out of here. That's one of my favorite lines of that whole.
That's a good one.
The whole thing. All right, so now we're at number 7.
Yes.
This is gonna surprise you. I don't even know if I knew this guy existed, but Embo.
Oh dang.
I don't know a ton about this character.
Is he your number 7?
Yes.
Mine too.
Are you serious?
Yeah, just because of his weird
design,
interesting
cool.
design. He's got a frisbee hat.
It almost
or a Captain America shield hat.
It reminds me of almost like. Hang on, let me think of the character's name. They had a Black Series figure of her.
Of her.
She was cut out of The Force Awakens.
Throw me off big time.
Constable.
Oh, Zuvio.
Constable Zuvio.
Yeah, they're a lot alike. Yeah.
She reminds me a lot of Constable Zuvio.
Yeah.
Wait, did I say she?
I think you did, but I know what you meant. Zuvio and Embo are he's.
Yeah, I don't know why I said she.
They have like just their eyes exposed, like the face wrap looking thing.
It's really
and
dope.
They have like that same kind of hat almost.
It was in the Clone Wars, it was not Rebels. It was Clone Wars.
Clone Wars. He's got that weird. He's in the arc where Obi-Wan goes undercover and like.
Yeah.
I hate that arc. So
I'm not a fan, but this character stands out.
Yeah,
in that.
Embo steals the show in that. Yeah,
he's a cool character, but
Cad Bane's in that too. Cad Bane's dope in that arc, but the arc itself and the story is really dumb.
Yeah, Embo's the man.
Yeah, he's got that Captain America
Did
frisbee shield hat. I don't think he has a canon death.
I need to go back and rewatch those episodes.
He didn't die in Clone Wars, but he might have a canon death in a book or comic or something.
Okay.
But not in Clone Wars. He does not die.
Gotcha. All right. Yeah. What's your number 6?
So that was my number 7. So we'll jump to my 6. My 6 is Boba. Boba's on my list. I'm
surprised he's that high.
That iconic design. I mean, he has a lot of help capturing Han Solo, but he does capture Han Solo. So that's he finishes that mission of going to capture Han Solo for Jabba. He does lose him, though, we see in War of the Bounty Hunters, but he gets him back. So in a way, he does capture him without Vader's help, because he recaptures him, even though he's frozen in carbonite. So he's not really, like, battling Han. But anyway, he gets the job done. Jabba's like, go get Han Solo. He goes and gets Han Solo. He's one of the first ones on our list that we actually see, like, complete a bounty. He goes and does his job. One of the first ones we've seen on the list. Yeah, like from my list, I'm looking back, we never saw Grief Karga complete a mission. Didn't see Aura Singh complete a mission. Boba stopped Aura Singh from completing a bounty mission in the Clone Wars.
Yeah.
As a kid, Boba was like 9, 10, and he like defeats Aura Singh in this bounty hunting mission. So, yeah, he's one of the few that we see complete missions. And his design. Like, without that design, that helmet, we don't get a lot of stuff that we have now.
They said in Boba Fett, the book Boba Fett, that it was repainted from his father, right?
Yeah. Yeah, it's that exact same armor that's been in his chain code for generations.
Well, that's convenient because my number 6 is Jango Fett.
Jango did not make my list.
I love Jango Fett.
Man.
I remember being like really excited about seeing him. Like, oh shit, like his Boba Fett's dad?
Yeah.
And, you know, he bests Obi-Wan.
Yeah, he really does.
So, I mean, that's got to count for something.
Yeah.
That fight is really cool. I like that fight.
He uses all of his gadgets. Like, every tool he has on him, he takes advantage of.
First time you see Bounty Hunter use a or a Mandalorian use a jetpack.
Yeah. And the rocket launch on the back.
Yeah. His guns have a very cool sound design.
Oh, super cool sound. Yeah. Yep.
Very Western.
Yeah.
I just love Jango
he does
Fett, man.
In Attack of the Clones, he spins his gun and puts it back in his holster. Like, that's Western 100%.
Tamora Morrison. I mean, what else do you want?
Yeah.
What else do you want? He's a great character.
Yeah.
Great bounty hunter.
I want him
Never really see him do any bounties.
No.
But
because Count Dooku pays him to do something, and he pays Zam Wessel to do something, and Zam Wessel sends worms to do something. So yeah,
but
it's very stupid.
I should something's going on for him if he's getting paid to be the person that produces all the clones.
Oh yeah.
So
Sifo Dyas went to him for the clones.
So he's pretty much. I mean, that's about
as far as we know. He was just an average Mandalorian dude, but something had to tip Sifo Dyas off to be like,
they gotta explore that character. I'm hoping Acolyte.
Yeah, Sifo Dyas has to be somewhere.
I'm hoping Acolyte.
Yeah,
because that's one of those characters that like it's just the mention.
Like
of.
We know Dooku has him killed by the Pikes, but like, why does Dooku have him killed?
And who was he? Like,
what's he to the Council? Because the Council's like he doesn't exist or something.
They're
right?
like he's been dead for 50 years.
Yeah, they're like he's gone. Like, what are you talking about?
Is it 50 years? It might be 50 years,
dude. It's gonna be an Attack of the Clones.
I'm gonna rewatching it.
Watch
tonight.
it and take a note of that.
Well, tomorrow I'm watching the Batman with Bentley tonight. I decided I don't think he's old enough.
You did
pretty rough, but it's we'll see.
Yeah, I never thought about that. The time frame might line up pretty well. I'm trying to think when he was killed, because like they find his skeleton, kinda. No, they find his saber. They don't find any remains of him, but they find some dude that was on the mission with him, and he's like Gollum looking. Because he's been so mistreated, misfed. Yeah, like some guy that was with Sifo Dyas when the ship was shot down. And he's like, this guy with him is like 90 years old. So like, he's kind of old, so maybe Sifo Dyas could line up.
I feel like he said it was 50 years. I
think
really
so.
do.
Who says it? Is it Yoda that says it?
Obi-Wan says it. He says it to the Kaminoans, right? He's like, Master Sifo Dyas has been dead for some time. We haven't heard this new. Let me see if I can find the line.
Dang, I don't know. Now I want to watch the scene just to find that. But that's got the great shirt, the meme shirt that's coming out.
Visible Confusion.
Visible Confusion.
All right, go with your number.
That was my number 6. So go ahead and do yours.
That was 6 was Jango Fett.
Oh, you did Jango.
So
okay.
you're on 5.
Boba to Jango. My 5, Fennec Shand herself. She is sick. I love everything about her. Not used enough in Book of Boba Fett. She kind of got relegated to like, go look cool in the background over there. You know, go do some cool exposition lines and be interesting. But like, she didn't do enough. She had that one cool chase scene with the like parkour on the roofs. You know, when she was like chasing down those dudes and she kills 2 of them and brings one back alive. Because Boba goes, Fennec, alive. And then she does go end up and she kills what's left of the Pike leadership at the end of Boba Fett. But she's pretty dope. Dope design. I love that helmet. They need a Black Series helmet for Fennec Shand. And I would definitely get it. I'd never end up using it or wearing it, but like that's just a cool display piece. Especially because she's so unique. She's so new, but like you said, has fit perfectly into Star Wars. It feels like she was in the prequels sometime or something. You know, like she feels like she's been around for a hot minute in terms of.
It's wrong.
What do they say?
He says it to Yoda.
Okay.
So here's the whole quote. I have successfully made contact with the Prime Minister of Kamino. They are using a bounty hunter named Jango Fett to create a clone army.
Right, he's yelling in the
I
rain.
have strong feeling this bounty hunter is the assassin we're looking for. Do you think these cloners are involved with a plot to assassinate Senator Amidala? No, Master. There appears to be no motive.
Do not assume anything, Obi-Wan. Clear your mind must be, if you are to discover the real villains behind this plot.
Yes, Master. They say that a Master Cypher D has placed the order for a clone army at the request of the Senate almost 10 years ago.
Okay.
I was under the impression he was killed before that. Did the Council ever authorize the creation of a clone army? No. Whoever placed that order did not have the authority of the Jedi Council.
Into custody take this Jango Fett. Bring him here. Question him. We will.
Yes, Master. I will report back if and when I have him.
Blind we are. If the creation of this clone army we could not see.
Dang, that's some
And
good
that
voice
was
acting skills.
Attack of the Clones. Oh, wait.
Wait, I shouldn't have even said voice acting skills. Like, oh, that was a good video clip you found there on YouTube. Well done. Go back and edit that part out. Go edit that out.
There's more.
Oh, no.
I think it's time we inform the Senate that our ability to use the Force has diminished.
Only the Dark Lords of the Sith know of our weakness. If informed the Senate is, multiply our adversaries will.
I like that touch by Yoda there, being like, yeah, we can't tell people that we suck.
It's corruption.
Yeah, like I like that.
It shows that he was a part of the
Okay.
the Jedi falling apart. You
So
fucking green little freak.
in Attack of the Clones, the order for the clone army was
Child support,
put in
I
10
will
years
not pay.
ago. So
But they said he was under the impression he died much earlier than
before that. Yeah,
so
that's
he
what
didn't
they
really
thought.
put the order in for the clones.
Maybe that's why Dooku had to kill him, because he was like the fall guy.
I was always in something that Dooku was the person that put
put
this
the
in.
clone in.
That
No.
was what I
I think it
assumed.
was Palpatine. And Palpatine, I don't know for a fact. I think Palpatine.
But that
put
would
it
hurt
in.
him though, because he was so calculated with like. Was my Mace Windu a little racist?
I mean, everything's racist nowadays. So if you
I
want
just
to,
realized it was like,
if someone reads into it, yes.
I'm a bad motherfucker.
But if you're doing a Samuel Jackson impression,
That's what he sounds like.
you're not doing a black guy impression.
It's true.
You're doing a Samuel L.
Stop,
Jackson.
baby. No, I am.
Like
Canceled.
whatever.
For celebration.
People are gonna take whatever they want to take and do whatever they want with it. But
It's way more racist
don't
to
know.
do impression of Yoda. Did you like my Obi-Wan screaming in the rain impression?
that sounded really good. It was just raining like that here, so hey, it was perfect.
Think of that. That's
It
hilarious.
was perfect.
That's funny.
I don't know. I want to try to tie that in timeline more later, but that derails this top 10.
We'll figure that
My
out.
5 was Fennec Shand.
My number 5 is Bosk. Again,
Oh.
one of these iconic characters in the background of
Did
Empire
not make
Strikes
it.
Back.
Did not make it for me.
But he's badass in the comics, and Trandoshans are just ruthless in general.
yeah.
So he had to make my list. I just love his design. Did you know that the outfit he wears was a prop from Doctor Who?
Oh, I didn't know it was Doctor Who.
Yeah.
I thought it was just some other sci-fi.
It was
something.
Doctor Who.
Well, to me, that is just some other sci-fi thing.
It's my
but to
brother
other people,
loves
that's like, that's
Doctor
my favorite.
Who. I don't get it.
Me neither.
Don't get
That's
it.
the first thing, maybe one of the original things that was like,
It's
timelines?
bigger on the inside. So is your mom.
That was probably like one of the first shows that was like, timelines, canon, that doesn't matter. And look where we are now. So,
Yeah.
Yep. Thanks, Doctor Who.
Yeah. Thanks, Doctor Who.
Who?
Doctor Who.
Why?
When?
Doctor Who at why?
Where?
Yeah. How? Dr. How.
What's your number 5?
Number 5 was Fennec Shand. My number 4
4.
is IG-11.
Oh,
Not to be
I guess we
confused
can go
with
ahead-
IG-88.
mine's IG-88.
Okay.
So
Not
it's
to
the
be
same-
confused.
Not to be confused, even
No,
though
no.
they are the same kind of droid.
Same.
So we'll go ahead and talk
Model
about
of
them
droid.
because it doesn't make sense not to.
Right.
The IG-11's designed after IG-88.
Yeah, obviously.
IG-88's what you said before is an iconic looking design.
Yeah.
It was a thrown together mess. But
Yeah.
IG-11
Yep.
does do more visually,
Yeah.
way more than IG-88 does on screen.
Yeah.
I have a soft spot in my heart for IG-88 because of Shadows of the Empire. I talk about that game all the time.
I get that.
But
Like
he's
I said before, last episode, I'm Amish. I don't have video games, so I don't know what that is.
He is like one of the boss battles in that game on my favorite level.
Nice.
When you're going to the junkyard of
Does-
Tatooine, I think it's Tatooine.
Does he move like IG-11 does in Mando?
I don't remember.
Because that's beautiful how they shoot, how he moves.
I think
in
so, but it was
Mando.
on the N64. It's kind of hard to,
Right.
get that weird. But the IG-11 stuff was just perfect in Mandalorian.
Yeah.
It moved just like what you thought he would move like, and they pulled it off.
Super janky.
Yeah.
But like smooth in a sense of like how fluid it moves from move to move.
Wasn't he in the first episode?
But, yeah, the tail end
Yeah.
when they find Grogu, and he wants to kill Grogu, and Mando's like, we can't kill him. He's just a kid. And that.
Yeah. God, that show kicks ass. I love
Yeah.
Mandalorian. I'm so glad I was wrong about that show.
Yeah.
I was not excited. I
I
remember
was
we
like,
did the trailer
meh.
review. I was like, who cares?
I think I was slightly more, but also like I don't care that much. But I'll watch
That
it.
trailer at Celebration that they showed, I wish that would surface because I did not like.
I remember you talking about it a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
telling me
didn't.
how bad the trailer was.
Everyone else liked it though.
Yeah.
I didn't. I was
Yeah.
just like, this is like they're just beating you over the head with Star Wars references. But
Yep, you told me that exactly.
I'm glad I was wrong.
Yeah. My
all right.
4 was IG-11.
My 4 was 88.
So
Same
88.
thing.
All right.
Essentially.
Kinda, yeah.
Different character, but same. I like him for the same reason.
Right.
It's the same.
I also
look.
love Taika Waititi more than you,
Oh,
definitely.
God, I do
but
not.
his voice acting was great. I think he's
Yes.
a perfect voice cast.
Yeah.
Perfect voice cast.
I don't
for
think
that.
he's terrible, but he's just not. It's not. I don't like comedy in Star Wars.
You do when it's like used sparingly and like
K2SO
by
is about as
character.
funny as I need a character to get.
Yeah, and you want it
Even
done
that's
by
annoying
like
sometimes.
character. You don't want like a full-on movie that's a comedy. You like
That scene
this
with
one character saying a funny line. You're good with
that scene, the opening scene of his episode of Mandalorian is brutal.
Who,
we can't shoot. Get it? And it's
Oh
just that,
yeah. The
and it
trooper
goes
shooting
on
at
for
it. Yeah,
2
yeah.
minutes too long.
Yeah, his jokes do all drag on. I didn't see it at first, but after you told me that and I watched more of his stuff, I'm
God,
like, oh yeah.
it's
Especially,
just-
you would not like What We Do in the Shadows, the movie. He directed that, and that whole movie is just drag on joke, drag
I
on
can't
joke.
do it. I can't.
I like it, but now that you said it, I was like, oh yeah, he's big time, just drag.
Can't do it.
Yeah,
So are we at my 3?
sure, we can go your 3, and then mine.
No,
It's
is
the
it
same.
yours? I forget what order we were doing this in. Was it you first?
You started first.
I started first?
Yes, and we just did my number 4, IG-11, and
my
your
4 was
4
IG-88.
So you go 3.
So we're back to me? Okay.
Yeah.
My number 3 is Dengar. Again, classic character.
Yep.
Not a
Yep.
lot known about this dude.
Didn't make my list, but yeah.
Me and Tom love Dengar.
Okay.
Like he's one of my favorite designs.
He's a video
of bounty
game
hunter.
guy, right? Is he in some video game?
I don't know.
I know that's not where he started, but like, isn't he in a game?
He's been big in comics recently.
Yeah.
Especially with War of the Bounty Hunters, all that kind
He's
of
on
crap going
Kajimi in episode 9. He's in the bar somewhere.
He is?
Yeah, his design's way different because he's been through some stuff.
Are you
But-
serious?
yeah, in the visual dictionary it talks about him.
What?
Yeah,
I didn't even know that.
it's like the only good thing.
The John. I think I'm always just distracted by John Williams.
Yeah, and there's some huge like.
Is it clearly
big dude
him?
No, it's not because he's changed so much. But it's him.
Really?
Yeah, he's been through a lot since we saw him last in episode 9.
Interesting.
Yeah,
I need to go back and watch that scene now. I have some homework to do this week.
yeah.
But I just love the character. I love the design. He just reminds me of like original trilogy Star Wars, and it's
Yeah.
he's one of the first characters that like had like a spin-off stuff where like a fandom other than Boba Fett.
Right.
He's one of like I think he was the very first TVC figure or Black Series maybe.
Holy cow.
It was one of the two.
So random to pick.
Let me
Like,
see.
Why
I'm
not
cur-
pick like Vader or somebody like iconic?
I'm pretty sure I'm
iconic?
right on that he was the very first
I
TVC.
believe it. I think you're right. It's always somebody random like that they do.
All right, go ahead with your number 3.
Number 3. Where's my number 3? Where is my number 3? I wrote it down. Is Din Djarin.
Yeah, I was right. It was Dengar was VC01.
Nice.
Sorry.
My number 3 is Din Djarin himself, Mando, because his introduction, we see him completing those bounties left and right. He's one of the best, as we can see, and it's like Grief sends him on this mission to go get this 50-year-old asset that we got to get for the client. It's like, what the heck is that? He's got to be one of the best guys if the leader of this bounty guild is picking him for this mission. And he's got this sick, badass armor and stuff. Like, he just, yeah, and obviously, like, they talk about, like, silhouettes all the time. You see that silhouette, you know it's Din Djarin Mando. I'm looking at him right above you right there in the classic armor before it gets Beskar.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Which armor do you like better?
Oh, I love the reforged Beskar, like the new armor.
I kind of like the dinginess of that one.
That's classic Star Wars look, but
Yeah.
like if
That
it was
shiny
me,
look is. I mean, look at this. The helmet.
yeah,
is fire.
I've got the helmet. Yeah, I love the helmet. But like if it's me building a costume, which I never could do, like not for that, I could not build that. But if I could, that's when I would go build. I'd build something like a re-armored, shiny silver Mando, Beskar Mando. But
It's a cool look, man.
Pedro Pascal acts him awesome in that helmet. Just
I
all
can bring you in hot,
head turns.
or I
and-
can bring you in cold.
Yeah, classic.
That's one of my favorite
And
lines.
he's like Fennec Shand, where he feels like he's been in Star Wars
Yeah.
forever. Yeah.
Didn't feel. It felt like, even though it was an introduction to the character, it didn't feel like an introduction.
No.
It felt like, oh, he's back, kind of thing.
Yeah.
I love it. My number 2 is Cad Mother. Truckin' Bane, dog. I love me
Alright.
some Cad Bane.
I know.
You
Corey
talk
Burton.
about ruthless.
Yeah.
That's about as ruthless as any Star Wars character gets.
He might have the most successful missions we've seen.
I think so.
He might. I think he does.
So.
Yeah.
He's the. Is he immune?
No, he's a Duros.
Duros. That's right.
Yep.
Okay. That species is just creepy looking in general.
I want to know why he has tubes, though. Not all of them have those tubes. So I want to
got asthma,
know.
bro.
I guess. Yeah. Space
Too
asthma.
much spice. He's got space asthma.
I could see that.
Space asthma. Don't forget your space inhaler.
That's built into those tubes.
He was great in Book of Boba Fett. That was such a cool surprise seeing him in live action finally.
Oh, man. Yep.
But he's just so ruthless. Like, he's one of those characters when I think of Clone Wars. He's like the first character I think of.
Yeah, he's one
I
of the
think of like
highlights,
him
for
and
sure.
Obi-Wan and Anakin. Like that's the
Yep.
three people I think of.
And they have a lot of interactions together, those three.
I'm so glad
And
they brought him
Hondo.
in live action.
Think of Hondo, too.
I think of Hondo in Galaxy's Edge.
Well, yeah.
I know he's a
He
part
started
of
with
it.
Clone Wars and then Rebels.
And I think that's so cool that they did that. They brought up such an obscure character.
Yeah. I
to,
love the
like,
risk-taking
the headline
Galaxy's
of
Edge
attraction.
does.
It's
Yep.
awesome.
And the Halcyon, too, is like, oh, you know those little holocron things they sell at docks? That's a pretty big plot here.
Pretty big plot
on the
point.
Halcyon that you paid $6,000 for. Pretty big plot.
By the way, I watched just the clip of Star Wars Explains May the 4th video where he does like the whole canon timeline.
Yeah.
He doesn't talk about any of the story that happens on Halcyon.
I'm not surprised.
He-
They
but-
act
but
like
you
they
should.
don't like it. They act like they don't care.
But it doesn't matter. It's like part of canon.
I
Like the
know.
fact that they
I
said
love
that there
them.
is a leftover holocron from Luke's temple
Yeah,
is a
that's-
pretty
that's
big
pretty
canon
big deal.
moment.
Yep.
That's a big canon moment.
I want to know more about it. What's on that
I'm going to talk
holocron?
to him when I see him at Celebration. I'm like, why didn't you add that?
Yeah, because they don't really know much about Galaxy's Edge either. I told you before, they call it the Disney Star Wars theme park. I'm like, it's not a theme park. It's a land.
He's so smart. I just can't imagine that he doesn't know the difference.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
I hate when they call it a
confuses me.
theme park. It's a land.
Me too. I wish there was a whole park.
I don't. I think they did a good job making it a land. And I
Well-
think it's going to get Muppets is going to get taken over eventually.
I'm gonna cry.
It's going to break my heart. I'm going to be
gonna cry, man.
devastated.
Yeah, I'll be there till they kick me out. It'll be midnight on that
That'll be
closing
one of those
day.
ones that I would be.
Now that I live here, I can do that. Like I came for the last day of Great Movie Ride and Ellen's Energy Adventure.
I
But
can't
like,
believe you were here that day.
yeah, it's a great day. Well, sad day. Great, but sad. But like,
Did you ride both the same day?
Yep.
You
Yep.
got evacuated off of Ellen, right?
no, I wish.
Oh, I thought
that
you
happened
did.
like an hour
Who
after
did
I
I know
wrote
that
it.
did that?
I don't know, man. But that would have been one of my top 2 moments of all, like top 3 moments. I would
Yeah,
have loved
that's
that.
a cool way to end that.
But I couldn't like stay and like reminisce and like hang out until it closed. It was like, okay, I wrote it. Got to go back to my hotel. Got to do this. Got to leave tomorrow. All right, let's go. But like now
Boo.
that I'm here, if that thing that you said, I'm not going to talk about it and say it. If that thing that you just said happens, I will be at that attraction until midnight until they kick me out.
Yeah, man.
Ugh.
That I was getting nervous when they started like taking the sign down and painted over
the balloon.
mural
They
and
took the balloon down. Yeah.
I own a piece of that balloon.
Oh, nice.
Have I told you that?
No.
They did a series of pins.
Yeah,
which
there's
is
a timekeeper one that I want big
Oh
time.
God, really?
Yeah. It's
Is
not
there,
that
is there
expensive.
an Alien Encounter one?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh my God,
They're not
that's
that
what-
expensive either.
I know. When I bought it retail, it was like $15.
For some reason, even now on eBay.
Oh really?
Like, for some reason, one of the most expensive ones is sadly one that I want, the 20,000 Leagues one too.
Oh,
I
that's like
want-
a classic.
I want
Disney.
Timekeeper and 20,000 Leagues.
If there's an Alien Encounter one, I'd love to have that. But yeah, I
Yeah.
have own a piece of the balloon. They broke it up. And
That's cool.
yeah, it's cool. It's one of the few pins I got, and I was like, I need that.
Yeah.
And that's when I kind of started getting nervous. I was like, oh.
Yeah.
This is not going to be around for much longer. Thank God I had.
But I'm glad they did that though, because like it doesn't affect Muppets that much. But it's like sightlines at Galaxy's Edge. We can't see a balloon. I'm like, okay, I'm here for that.
They didn't need to paint the mural. That's what I'm confused.
Yeah, I don't
about.
like the mural.
I don't know why that was. I think it's just because no one's back there anymore.
I guess, but like, so
That's
why pay money to paint it?
But then you have to pay to keep it up, and they're probably like, just get rid of it.
Do you though? They don't.
Yeah,
keep
if it gets
stuff
sun
up.
faded, they would refurb it. They would refurb it.
Yeah, I don't know.
But it's
they don't refurb attractions,
so
why would they refurb a painting?
It was like that whole area is just like such a cool, unique thing. It's like
Very
a remnant
unique.
of '90s.
I love looking at things in Disney. This could be a whole separate show, but like things at Disney that wouldn't be made today. I'm like
most
that
things.
thing. Like
Haunted Mansion wouldn't be a
Pirates
thing.
of the Caribbean, Haunted Mansion wouldn't get made today.
Definitely not.
No way.
No chance.
No, and I hate that. I wish those things could be made today.
You know what else would be made today? The small castle at Disneyland.
No,
that would not be a thing.
No, but I mean, if those things
they'd
were
like,
made,
oh, you're so cheap. You're not even doing a big castle. It's like,
yeah,
no, we're just copying Disneyland.
Yeah,
cheap Bob paycheck.
If anything crazy is built anymore, it's going to be in Shanghai or Tokyo. But like domestic parks, don't expect anything crazy. It's just there's things.
Yeah,
that
I think after
built.
Tron opens, we're going to be.
And that's not crazy. That's just a roller coaster.
Yeah, but I don't think we're getting anything for a while.
Yeah,
it's going to be 10 years before we get something new.
Yeah,
and I think the first thing that goes in will be something at Galaxy's Edge.
I hope so.
Or Animal Kingdom.
I take
that back. I take that back. Something's coming.
The cycle is Animal Kingdom.
Yeah,
they're next in line.
I take it back. Something's going to come, I think we're going to get Mystic Manor.
Yes,
I really think so.
Give me some sea connections.
That's one of their.
Yes.
That's one of their biggest attraction merchandise wise overseas.
Yeah, that little plush
Albert's
Albert.
Adorable.
Yeah,
and I think that's coming. I really, really, really do.
Dang, give me that.
If it's not, it's going to be you're going to get a double whammy of Indiana Jones, and you're going to get dinosaur rethemed into Indiana Jones, and then you're going to get some other smaller attraction.
I just want dinosaur.
Like a meet and greet, probably.
Dinosaurs need to have a presence in Animal Kingdom. So I'm okay if they get rid of dinosaur and do new dinosaurs one day.
I am not.
But it needs to have a presence somewhere.
I saw for the first time in my life, I saw the B mode dinosaur
the
other day.
The finale kind of
Yes.
It scared me.
I love it. I was like, what the hell is that? Oh, it's the
that
B mode
tiny
one.
little head up in the corner.
Yeah,
I was like,
I've
what
always
the?
seen it like off in the distance.
I've never known it was there.
Oh, really?
It's like creepy head is there all the time.
Oh, yeah. For the first time
creeped me out.
First time I saw it, I looked at Holly and I was like, did you notice that head? And she's like, what are you talking about? And I was
it's only like
we
this
got
big.
back on it,
It's
and
so
I was like,
small.
look. And she was like, oh, my God. I said, that's probably like a B mode thing.
It's so
the
weird.
other day they were writing it, and it's just the head, and I was like, this is the shit.
I thought I was crazy because I wrote it like Monday or Tuesday this week, and I was like,
that's when we went.
I've never seen this thing. It was in the morning.
Oh,
like
okay.
9 a.m. I was like, and they had like the fence and the scrims and the stuff and everything around the main Carnotaurus. Because he's been broken for a long time.
Has he?
I ride that like 2 or 3 times a week.
Last time I wrote it, he was working. But I don't know when last time I
Half
wrote
the time
it
he
was.
just stands there like this. And the roar sound effect still plays. I'm like, how is he roaring? He's just standing there. But that was the first time. I didn't know they had a B mode for that.
Yeah, man.
And that's such a creepy little head, man. It
But
scared
it's
me.
one of those things you can never video because it's completely in the dark. And what you had to do was you had to like close your eyes before the flash hit.
It messes
and
with
then
your
look up.
Yeah.
And you could see it.
I want to do that, but that would be scarier. That head, it scared me. I legit jumped.
Yeah.
Because I was like, I've never
Not
seen that.
expecting
I
it.
didn't know there was some other dinosaur head to the left.
Yep.
It was so creepy.
It's wild, right?
Yeah. Man.
All right.
That's so funny that you
talk,
noticed that.
I could talk at Disney all day.
Me too.
E-ticket radio coming soon.
Ooh, that'd be fun. Where are we at? I don't
my
even-
number 2.
Yeah.
I did my 2 is Cad Bane. What's your number 2?
My number 2 is Dirge, the lesser known Dirge.
I almost put him on
He was
there.
not canon until like 4 months ago.
Yep, when
maybe?
in the comic books
in the
brought him
comic,
in.
but he's scary. He's
Yeah.
terrifying. He's like a 10-foot tall, almost
Tentacle,
unkillable,
sentient
tentacled
being?
dude. Yeah.
I don't know
like,
what the hell he is.
It's not officially canon, but his introduction was the 2D Clone Wars, and like Obi-Wan cannot kill him. He does everything he can to kill him. And eventually he like gets swallowed by him. He's like inside him, and he force pushes his body to a billion pieces from the inside. And then even then it's still hinted that he survived. It's like, holy cow. Like, how does this thing die? He doesn't talk. He doesn't have a face. Like, he's just armored out, and he's huge. He's like the Hulk. He's basically like the Hulk. You can't really kill him. He's terrifying. And like you said with Jango, how he goes toe-to-toe with Kenobi and kind of bests him. Like, Kenobi wins that battle, but Dirge doesn't die. And that it's not officially canon, but like that's they've taken his attributes from that show and made it canon in the comic.
Gotcha.
So like he could go toe to toe with Kenobi if they do meet in canon.
I hope they don't do that in Obi-Wan.
No, I don't think they will. I don't want it
not.
either. I love Dirge, but I don't want
Yeah,
that. That doesn't fit in Obi-Wan. No.
That
no.
show, I've said it 1,000 billion times, but I want it to be as simple as possible.
Yeah, people are saying even like, oh, Chrysanthemum could show up in Kenobi because they met in the comics. And I'm like, I don't want that
I don't
either.
need that.
No.
So I was doing a deep dive on some old Obi-Wan Legends stuff that was happening during this time period in Legends.
Yeah.
There is I think it was a novel, and it had this character. I forget the character's name, but he kind of looks like Kumail Nanjiani's character, and he was a Jedi that he found was around from reaching out to Qui-Gon Jinn.
So Kenobi was trying to reach out to Qui-Gon, and he found this guy instead.
This Jedi that was in hiding.
Just a pocket dial,
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I'm wondering if that's what they're going to do with that character, because he's been very vague about what the character is, and I think he looks like he could be a Jedi.
Yeah.
I'm not a big Kumail fan. I don't dislike him, but I don't like him. He's just whatever to me.
I'm indifferent.
I know him as a comedian, so it's weird to see a comedian in Star Wars. And that's
why a lot of people thought he was going to be the droid. They're like, oh, it's just another comedian being a droid. It's like, I'm like, well, it could be, but...
But Burr kind of like showed that you can be a comic and be a good Star Wars actor.
But his character went deeper than just being funny.
Yeah.
Like his whole arc
he wasn't comic relief. And
he had a few funny lines.
But you got the best comic in the world. You would think it would be something more...
Right, but it showcased his acting. Yeah.
I'll never forget, I tweeted at Bill Burr, and I was like, is that you in this Mandalorian trailer? And he like replied to my tweet, and he was like the shrugging emoji. And I was like...
I could see him doing that too, just sitting there with his face like...
Because I think he didn't know if he could say anything, because it was played publicly.
Yeah.
So I was like, we know.
Yeah.
I had to. I rewatched the footage when I got home. I was like, "That was Bill Burr." That's the last person you're thinking you're going to see when you're watching a trailer at Celebration.
Star Wars. Yeah,
it's Bill Burr.
Yeah, definitely.
He's coming to Orlando. He's performing at Amway.
Whoa! What?
That's crazy.
Yeah, that's awesome.
I've been a fan of his, dude, since like 2009.
Yeah, and you said that before Mando even came out. You're like, when you knew he was in the show, you were telling me that.
Oh, dude, I'm open for him once.
Yeah, you told me that
when I was doing stand-up. I love Bill. He told my parents that I was funny. He would never remember that, but he's also the kind of guy that wouldn't just say that. Right,
but he also has that interaction probably 10 times a day. So
like I said, he doesn't remember me. We're not friends, but
no.
I love him. He's as someone who appreciates comedy and did it for a long time. He is by far the best of it.
Yeah, and he's a good dude too. So like, I'm sure he wouldn't. Yeah, I'm sure he wouldn't be like, "Hey, who are you? I don't care." He wouldn't do that. He'd be like,
he's a good dude.
He'd tell you he forgot who you were, but then you could like tell him.
You expect me to fucking remember you?
Yeah, he would do that, but then you'd be like, "Oh, you did this to me and it was cool," and he'd be like, "That's cool, man. I don't care."
He's awesome. Yeah. But I want to go see him at Amway. That'd be awesome. All right, number one. We ready?
I'm gonna give an honorable mention now because I forgot about it and kind of thought about it because I mentioned him earlier. He's kind of one of those. It's like, is he really a bounty hunter? But like he is. But like, they never say his name officially in Boba Fett. But Black Chrysanthemum is an honorable mention for me because like
it's fair.
We talked about it, whether it's last episode, this episode. But like, how do you be crazy enough that the Wookiees on Kashyyyk say you're too crazy?
Yeah, right.
You're too extreme.
You're a little too nuts.
How does that happen?
It's like Saw Gerrera. Like the rebels are like, Jesus Christ, guy.
Yeah,
relax.
he's basically like that. It's like, it's how are you too extreme for this people that's already known for being kind of extreme?
Good call.
Cool design too. Super cool design.
Oh yeah.
He's more distinct than Chewie. Like if you saw him walking down in Batuu, you wouldn't be like,
"Oh, it's Chewie."
No, it's Chewie. You'd be like, "Who? What is that? What is that?"
That would be a great character for them to bring into the parks.
Yeah. Yeah, but they got a plushie.
If you're going to Star Wars Celebration, you can buy a plush of him.
They got a plushie of him. So I was about to say kids are gonna like this mass murderer, but there's a plush of him, so it's fine.
There's a plush of Vader.
Yeah, there is, and Kylo. Yep.
All right, my number one is... Who do you think it is?
Well, I thought it was going to be Cad Bane, and it's not Cad Bane. Let me look over my list. Well, it better not be Greedo. That would be stupid.
Spoiler alert, it is actually Greedo.
That'd be stupid.
It's Greedo.
No.
It is. Look at my list.
What does he do?
It's Din Djarin.
Oh, okay, thank you. I was going to say, he doesn't do anything.
No. No, definitely not Greedo. Yeah, Din Djarin, dude, he... We see him be a complete fucking gangster in that opening scene.
For Boba Fett. The book of Boba Fett, right? Is that
no, I'm talking about the opening scene of Mandalorian.
Scene.
Yeah.
Okay.
And was that Navarro?
Yeah.
Yes, on Navarro.
No, it's not, because he has to fly to Navarro.
Where is that? What is that?
I don't know the
cantina?
name of that planet. It's somewhere.
When they chopped that dude in half, I was
With
like,
a door?
oh shit, they're going for
Yeah.
it. He's just a great character. And then when he gets, there's almost like two characters in that one episode. There's Mando before Grogu.
Yep.
And then there's Mando after Grogu.
It should be BG.
BG before Grogu and AG.
AG after Grogu.
I just love his character. I love his arc so far.
Yeah.
I love that he was willing to give up Grogu to Luke. I love that he went back to see him and gave him his little chain medal. I love that they're reunited in Boba Fett. I love that they got all that out of the way so that's not in Mando Season 3. And now we can focus on him going back to Mandalore and cleansing himself in the minds of Mandalore.
Yep. And it's going to be about them retaking Mandalore from the Imperial Remnant.
Can't wait for
No
that.
distractions of Grogu.
And your boy's going to be in it again, Moff Gideon.
Yeah, he is.
So he's back. And what's your number one?
Number one is Cad Bane. Your number two, Cad Bane. It's iconic
No complaints
looking
from me.
character. Design's iconic. The voice, Corey Burton kills that voice. It's so scary. Like, it's a terrifying
Yeah.
voice.
Right here is Cad Bane.
Like, if you just were in a dark hallway or alley and you just heard
What
that
you
voice,
need
it
to
would give you
do
chills.
is put your pistol back in your holster.
Exactly.
It's not bad.
It's not bad.
It's not good.
It's not as deep. It's a little less deep, but it's not bad. But he kidnaps kids in the freaking Clone Wars.
Yeah.
Like, he's just going and kidnapping
ruthless,
kids.
man.
Yeah, he doesn't care. Whatever gets him the money, Like, he don't care.
I like that they paired him with like a very funny droid.
Oh, he hates Toto too. But
Yeah.
Toto's like, my master, I love you. And yeah, Cad Bane's like, I don't care. I'm going to strap a bomb to you. Go over there. He does that. He tries to blow up a temple with him. He doesn't care about Toto at all. And that's Seth Green too. I love that. But
Oh yeah, that's right.
yeah, Seth Green
I forgot
is
about
Toto.
that.
So weird.
That's funny.
Yeah, Cad Bane. He's pretty
Cad
dope.
Bane's a G, man.
He's
No
the
complaints from
highlight of
me.
the Bad Batch, right?
Oh, by far. I mean,
Yeah.
I don't remember anything else.
The Order 66 scene at the beginning. But then like Cad
Yeah,
Bane.
that's actually probably the highlight.
Yeah.
That show had so much promise.
Yeah, it's
I
not
was like,
done.
oh, this
so
is gonna be good.
I'm still gonna watch it, so maybe it can save itself. But yeah,
We'll see.
Star Wars is, and like I said, Pirates are the only two franchises that I will watch everything of, no matter what. Like, there's Marvel things that I've said I've given up on this thing and this thing. I'm gonna watch some more Marvel, but like this thing I don't care. This thing I don't care. If they do more Back to the Future, I'm
problem
probably
is
not
that with
gonna watch
Marvel
it.
is that it flows so much from one thing
Yeah,
to the next
exactly.
that you kind of have to pay attention. And then when
Well,
things,
see, I can pay
when things starts
attention-
going away from this multiverse thing, which it ultimately will,
Yeah.
you're gonna miss that transition if you're not following along.
Well, see, I'll like watch recaps and be like, "Here's what you need to know," but I'm not gonna waste time watching
It's
6
fair.
movies that I don't care about.
All right, I have 2 topics to talk about before we end this episode.
I have one topic.
I will let you pick. I bet we have one of the same topics.
Okay.
What is your topic?
So you're going to miss potentially the Ahsoka Sabers return.
I'm going to be at Disneyland that day.
Okay. So you can get them then.
Yep.
Nice. I will be working that morning, so I'm going to be begging Tom to get me one.
It was only rumored at Disneyland so far.
true. And if
I-
anyone gets them, it will be them.
Yeah, so I don't know what's going to happen.
I mean, I have a park pass for later that night, a reservation for after I get
I
off.
also don't want to spend my day
but-
at Disneyland waiting in line at Doc Honors.
No. Yeah, I don't blame you.
But, you know,
Right.
gotta do what you gotta do. I can ship them home, so I'm not worried about that.
Exactly.
But
if they come out that day, I'm going to beg Tom to get one, and I have a reservation for that night. So somehow, if I need to, I'll go at night.
one thing you
and
can
hope they're
definitely do is, we'll talk about it off
there. Right.
off the show.
Okay. But if
alright.
they come out, man, I'm getting them.
Yeah, I want
So
those.
excited. The
Yeah.
rumor was the 27th, so I got my reservation for the 27th.
That box is beautiful. It needs to go right there.
Yeah.
I can't wait. I
Yep.
can't wait to have it.
I had it spoiled on what sound it makes when it opens. So
I heard too. It's the
Dang.
Ahsoka theme.
yeah,
I don't know what
mean-
her theme is. I can't place it.
I mean, I can. It's not that iconic, but like if it played, I'd be like,
I
that's
mean,
cool.
what else would it be?
Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it could have been like a soundbite, like "I am no Jedi" or something.
That would be cool.
That would be cool.
That'd be cool.
But now I know what it is, so I had that spoiled. I love that story you have when you open the Skywalker set, and
oh,
you
dude,
didn't
I had
know.
No idea.
That's why I was trying not to be spoiled. But like, I was flipping through, and it was like the first 2 seconds. It was like, I opened this, and Ahsoka played. I was like, oh, okay, thanks.
Internet's full of annoying people like that.
Yeah.
All right, I have two subjects. Which one do you want to tackle first? Do you want to tackle Cosmic Rewind, or do you want
Do
to
we have enough time for that?
Shut your mouth. Or do you want to tackle Celebration Speculation?
We should end the show on a high note. Some positive stuff with Celebration Speculation, and that'll flow perfectly
I
into
think
that.
you were like attacking this ride as a bit at this point. I really don't see how you don't like this
But
ride.
I mean, it's not a bit because that was my genuine feeling after I got out.
I don't
off it.
understand how
I
that
canceled.
could possibly
I
be your
canceled
thing.
another preview I had after the first time because I'm like,
How the
I'm like, good enough.
fuck do you not like this ride?
well, I'm not going to read my whole Instagram post, but that sums it up perfectly. But what I did write, which is different than my Instagram post, is call me a Sith for dealing in absolutes, but I love Star Wars TV and film because there is a definitive canon timeline. Either it's canon or it's not. Pick one. So this is like a different gripe with the ride I have. So also, what timeline universe does Cosmic Rewind even exist in? Is it canon? Is it a roller coaster in some universes? Is
Dude,
it real
I
in
have-
some universes?
I have the argument for this. Star Tours.
Yeah, it's not canon.
It's the same shit. It's just a ride at a theme park. It doesn't. The only reason
Not
bots,
if you ask
the only
Cosmic Rewind,
reason-
though.
The Cosmic Rewind's not canon. They specifically came out and said it's
In
not.
some universes, it might be.
No. It's not. They've said it's not anything to do with MCU canon.
Okay.
Just like Star Tours has nothing to do with Star Wars canon.
Okay.
Star Tours is the most
The original Star
egregious.
Tours was canon. though.
Yes, but not this new one.
Right.
But it's not canon now. The original Star Tours is not canon
Oh,
now.
it's not?
No,
Oh,
it got erased.
dang.
Yeah.
Parts of it. DJ Rex's story
I
is still
don't
canon.
get. Like I said this on Fourth Mother Box. I went on Fourth Mother Box last night, and it was it's hilarious timing because I didn't know what Tom was setting up, and Kyle didn't know that I was coming on. So it was pretty. It's like he was calling me a douche while I was going on the call. I had no idea.
That's
It's hilarious. Go listen to Fourth Mother Box. But I truly had the most fun I've ever had on a Disney attraction on this ride. My face hurt from smiling so much. It was so much fun. I don't understand why you would want animatronics on that ride. It doesn't
finale.
need it.
The room is huge, too. It's like, oh, why is there a big, massive blank spot in this room? What was supposed to be here? I wonder.
It's the track, the way the track goes around that big room.
The screen at the end, though? Or the projection when they're like, welcome to the Guardians. You guys
you're
are all
at the,
heroes.
at the end of the ride?
Yeah.
I thought you meant the beginning of the ride.
No.
Okay.
You can't really do that.
I don't need an
On the ride, you can't do animatronics. I understand that. But the pre-show, the queue, the finale,
But you can't. But they're not with you in the story.
that's fine. They're not on Tower of Terror, Mission Breakout. Like, that's fine.
Rocket's in the room with you though.
Yeah, in the room, but he's not on the ride. Because you can't put him on the ride. So I get that. If you can't put him on the ride, I'm fine with it. But they have to be somewhere. Like, I
don't need it. I didn't need it. I didn't feel like it was missing anything. I get that you like animatronics and Disney stuff, and I think that's something that I really don't want Disney to shy away from. I agree with you 100%. They're not. This is the only ride. This is the only attraction
Two
they've ever
things
done.
they
That,
made.
what's the second one?
Ratatouille.
Oh, you're right. Yeah, but the thing is about that one
And
is
Flight of Passage has
that's
one
not-
in the queue, but
that's
Flight of
not
Passage.
the most. That's not the most recent Disney Imagineering feat.
Right.
That's
'cause it
been
was a
around
clone.
since it's a clone since
Yeah.
Paris.
Yeah.
So when you're talking about new Imagineering stuff, you have to look at
Pandora. They
Pandora
have two in a
and
whole land.
Pandora has two, and one of them's underwater. It's very insane.
I love
those. Are
Those
expensive
are the
as
two
shit
best
too
animatronics.
because they're awesome.
And not the two best ever, but
Those
two of the best.
But where else would you put one in River Journey? The fact that they
don't
took
know.
a risk and did some new technology stuff with like the layering of the sets,
Yeah.
which is really cool and makes it very immersive, especially for
Yeah.
River Journey.
Yeah.
I don't need more than that last animatronic on River Journey. I
No, I don't
didn't need I can't think of one spot in Cosmic Rewind where I was like, this would have been better with an animatronic. That part where you're going around the moon is one of the most
That's
fun
cool. Did
things.
you see the hidden Mickey on the moon?
No,
There is. It's cool.
I don't remember how the ride started. I cannot wait to get right. My mind was just so blown. I was just like, this is everyone. When we got out of the car, my mom, my dad, it was me, Holly, Bentley, Britton, my mom and dad.
Mm-hmm.
When we got out of that, we were all going like, that was awesome. And I waited damn near 3 hours for it because it kept breaking down.
Ugh,
So
sorry.
I had like, just better be
I don't
good.
know how it's like you say with Hagrid's. How's it break down?
I don't know.
It's a roller coaster.
Well, this one's
Like,
got some moving parts to it that I
Hagrid's
understand.
does too, though. A whole track drops. A
Yeah.
whole section drops.
Yeah.
Like, so that one I can
that's
understand.
the
This
problem.
one I can't.
But the flipping is an issue, I think.
Yeah.
I mean, they've done it with Everest for a long time, but that's
Yeah.
much simpler technology, I would assume,
Yeah.
to what they use at this point. But I don't get what you wanted out of it. It's a roller coaster. It's Space Mountain. You like Space Mountain.
Exactly. And well,
There's no animatronics on Space
I
Mountain.
can read my whole. Okay, so. So I say, I wrote Guardians is disappointing. Hear me out because there are positives and negatives. I would say no spoilers here, but there's nothing to spoil. Nothing about this ride wowed me or left me wondering how did they do that? Like
Oh, I
Rise,
could not
Haunted
agree with you
Mansion,
less.
Pirates always have. I had the chance to rewrite it after my first ride, but just didn't feel compelled to.
You don't... Hang on. Pause there. You don't think it's very well done that you can't see a single scene going on anywhere else on the ride while you're on it?
That is. Yeah, that is. But that just... The screen turns off when you're not supposed to look at it.
But it's... You don't see another one the entire time. That's very good timing.
Yeah, the timing is cool, but it just... That's how
still
they do
a
it.
feat. That still takes effort.
Yeah.
It's not just like
everything takes effort, but if I can say I know how it works the first time, it's like, I know how it works.
But what about the pre-show? Don't ruin it.
I know how that works. That thing
I know, but
drops and it's gone.
It doesn't drop.
I saw it drop.
No, it goes up.
Is it mirrored or something?
It's
that
like
made it
Phil
look like
Magic.
it goes down? No, the walls. Yeah, those go up. But the thing that gets stolen drops.
What thing gets stolen?
The cosmic generator. Somehow that giant, massive guy steals it from inside the ship, even though he's outside the ship. I don't know how he does that.
This was going on. We were too busy talking about that. I have never been more ADD on a fucking ride than I was. I've also had some shit go on this week.
It's hard to follow, though. There's like no story, and the story there is so hard.
I don't need a roller coaster.
So make it just a roller coaster. Don't try to give a story when it sucks.
But the story doesn't seem bad to me. It's just that I think they didn't want to do a major story because it's not canon, and it shouldn't be. I don't think a roller coaster should be canon.
So don't do it if it's not.
But why would you want it to be?
Because that's why I care about it. If it's real or not. If it's not
you
real,
like
I don't
Guardians.
care. Yeah, I do. Well, I did. Yeah, I have a Star-Lord costume.
Can you explain to me why everything for you has to be canon?
Because I will have to care about it.
But can't you just like the characters and enjoy the experience of the roller coaster with those characters on it?
Yeah, like if I know it's going to affect something greater and like.
But why? Why does it have to? Why does a ride at Epcot?
So I'm not
going to
waste my time with something that doesn't matter.
But it's a ride. It's not a waste of time.
To me,
if it's a story,
to me,
then
it's
I get
not
it.
a waste of time though. Like because I love these things. I moved down here to be with these things.
I don't. What I don't. I will. This is. I get not liking Mickey and Minnie. I just don't. I don't get it, man. I really, really don't. It's. I cannot fathom that anyone would get off that ride and not be like, "That was fucking awesome." It's not the greatest ride ever. I'm not sitting here saying it is.
Okay, I'm glad you're in
that.
No. That you're not these
I had
idiots
the most
that
fun
saying
I've ever had.
Yeah.
No, don't get me twisted. There is a big gap in quality as far as Rise of the Resistance goes in this. I'm not pretending that they're on the same. I think they're the same as far as thrill and fun, but they are not the same quality of ride.
But yeah,
and that's a different thing.
Yeah.
But look at Space Mountain and Haunted Mansion. Good comparison. Very different scope of
right.
attraction. Both amazing attractions.
Right. But if I'm picking one, I'm picking Haunted Mansion. Like every day.
What?
If I'm picking one out of Space or Mansion, I'm picking Mansion every day.
Depends on my mood. Depends on my mood.
No, every day I'm always Mansion.
I love Space. So it sounds like my second
I love
or
it
third
too,
attraction.
but it's not. If I'm picking one, it's Mansion every day.
I love roller coasters too, though. Like I love roller coasters. I grew up riding them almost exclusively because I lived in North Carolina. And we went to Carowinds a lot.
I get that.
So I have
I grew up coming to Disney and riding Pirates and Haunted Mansion. So that's what I expect.
I did that too, but like I don't know. I truly do not get how you didn't love it. I really don't get it. And even the points you're making, like I don't get that why that would matter. Because I never rode Star Tours and it was like, man, I wish that tied in. It never even occurred to me. I just don't care. It's
it didn't
just tie
in, but it was just a continuation back then when it was canon.
Kinda, but I never thought about it. Like it's like the books. I never really thought about this being canon. It was just it was a book.
Oh, see, that's why I never read Legends because I'm like,
all that stuff was canon though. That's what's weird.
Right, it was until it wasn't. So now I'm like, oh, I'm glad I didn't read them because they don't matter. I didn't waste my time.
But like, I don't get how it's a waste of time to ride a roller coaster. Whether does Rock and Roller Coaster need a story?
Well, it does have one. It's not great.
But is it Aerosmith canon? Like, it doesn't matter.
I don't know.
That's what I'm saying. Like, it's not canon to Aerosmith.
Let me keep reading here. So I had the chance to rewrite it after my first ride, but just didn't feel compelled to, as I left thinking,
I would have waited 3 hours
again
to ride that ride.
Oof. Probably not a good sign for a brand... Oh, okay, sorry. I can't even read my own writing. For a brand new ride that includes one of my favorite IPs. As just a roller coaster, this is without a doubt a game changer. It's 100% a modern take on Space Mountain. It's such an incredibly smooth ride. The ride system is unquestionably great and innovative, but I would love to see it utilized better by showcasing animatronics and sets like the classic Omni movers that inspired this new Omni coaster, instead of screens and projections. Hopefully they'll put this ride system to good use in the near future. I just don't feel any connections with the characters when they're not physically represented in some way. It never feels like they're really going on this adventure with me, whenever they're just projections. The queue and pre-show have some cringy references to the much better Epcot of the past. The references just made me sad and reminded me that the original Epcot is dead and how superior
Gotta let it go, dude.
most of the 80s attractions truly were.
Gotta let it go. It's time. Well, it's not a museum.
No, but
It's what
we
Walt
can
wanted.
still keep some of the good rides. We don't all have to go. Like
All the ones that stick around are ones that are still popular. I know everyone
Mm-hmm.
preaches about Horizons. There was no one riding that ride.
That's true.
Peter Pan's still around. It's not because it's
And it's not as good as Horizon,
no,
so I don't get
but
it.
it's a popular ride. They will
Yeah.
never get rid of an attraction that's popular.
Yeah.
That's what everyone has to understand.
Yeah.
They do not. I mean,
Except
like,
Living with the Land is
think
still
about-
around, so I don't get that.
what it hits their numbers. They have like a certain number that it has to hit,
Yeah.
and it hits it.
I
Tiki
like
Room's
Living
the
with the
same.
Land, but
Because
I love
if
Tiki Room.
something's popular, me too. Don't be wrong. I'm just saying, like, it's one of those ones where it's not like a oh shit for an average guest. Oh, I got to go sit down and watch these birds sing.
Yeah.
They've never been there before. They don't give a shit. They want to go on Splash Mountain. They want to go on the big stuff, right?
Yeah.
So it's just people have to remember that those old Epcot attractions. Look how dated just Figment feels. Now it was updated in 2004.
Yeah, updated's a very loose term.
They ruined it.
Yeah, they ruined it again in 2004.
Yeah,
they ruined it.
kept ruining it.
Yeah.
I would rather have an experience like Cosmic Rewind in Epcot and tie it into Epcot. And I felt like an Epcot pavilion. Like when you're walking through the Galaxarium,
Yeah.
that is a very cool, unique Epcot feeling thing
Yeah.
with Marvel characters in it, albeit.
Yeah.
And then when you're walking up the ramp and you're going in to see those exhibits, that all felt like one man's dream or like an old Epcot where you like test track almost where you're seeing how stuff's done. I thought they made it feel Epcot-y. When you're on the ride and like some of the lighting effects and like the circles you go through.
Yeah.
I'm trying to be vague. It felt like test track.
Exactly.
That's all Epcot stuff.
Right, but
so
all,
it all feels
all the
like
pavilions
Epcot.
on that side of Epcot all have the same blue light circles. So
Yeah,
like
it's
there's
consistent.
but the original pavilions all used to be unique and different. But now it's like they all have blue
There's only
lights
so many
and
light
circles.
colors. There's only so many light hues that work for
Right.
like blue works in low light. That's why we have it in here.
Yeah.
And it's like a purple effect, and it's Epcot is known for that like neon. Like I get not wanting everything to be uniform. I don't either, but I don't think there's anything in that experience that wasn't the best they could possibly have done with what that ride is.
Yeah.
If you had an animatronic, you'd have to light the animatronic. So then you have to
Yeah.
find a way to light the animatronic without seeing the ceiling.
No, it don't. I'm not. It don't put it in the show building. They wouldn't make sense on the ride.
Yeah.
You'd fly past them too fast. But the queue and the pre-show where
I
the
get
concept
it.
art showed a rocket and a Groot. How do you not do that?
Well, concept art's concept art. That's why it changes.
Well, and I'll talk about it at the end here. So
I get it wanting him at the end. I totally understand.
the music was
but it
without
doesn't ruin it for me. Like I don't know why that's like
Right,
it
well-
ruins it for you.
Well, when you know it cost $500 million and you know there's 11 animatronics planned that got cut,
Are you serious?
it kills you. Yeah,
There was 11 animatronics planned that got cut.
yeah.
Where'd
And some
you-
of
where'd
them,
you find that
some of
out?
them could be as small as just like in Mission Breakout, those little like fluffy birds.
Yeah.
They could be as small as that. So I'm not talking like
where did you hear that?
person I know lives with somebody that worked on it.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Okay.
yeah. But the music was without a doubt my favorite part. I love getting "Rule the World." That's the song I got. If
I
it's
got September. And
I've
so did
heard that's
Tom.
really good. But "Rule the World" fits perfectly, and I love the Universe of Energy guitar riff right before the Big Bang. This reference to the superior attraction was easily my favorite part. If you're looking for an interesting and immersive story, you won't find it here. I just can't wrap my head around the fact that there's more animatronics at Walt Disney World from IPs such as A Bug's Life and Dinosaur, two IPs that I do love, than freaking Marvel, a multi-billion-dollar generating powerhouse of a franchise. Speaking of dinosaurs, we lost a recreation of the historic primeval world diorama that had many animatronics for this. This baffles me even more when I consider the fact that there's an existing rocket animatronic at DCA that should have been copied and pasted into this ride.
But then you would just been like they just copied and pasted the animatronic.
But it's better than this, though.
It doesn't
a
fit.
a clone animatronic is better than a no animatronic.
I don't know.
I think the budget went to licensing the songs and paying the actors.
For sure.
So how about you don't have 6 songs? You only have like 3, and
You
use
just
that
have-
money.
You could have one.
Yeah, thank you. But when you do budgets, you need to reallocate money. If you get cut, be like, okay, we need to move this now and fix it to do this. Like that's how budgets should work.
So that's a good question. I wonder if I would have had because I don't care about the song.
Like Conga sucks.
That's the song Tom wanted. He's gonna kill you.
Oh, that sucked. I got
does
that
it
one
suck?
time. It just doesn't feel like it fits.
Really?
Rule the World was awesome. That song fit perfect.
September fit.
I've heard
perfectly.
September would be perfect.
Yeah,
but
September
Conga
fit
was
perfect.
like, what is going on? This
That
doesn't.
ride, man. We're talking about story. I can't speak to it because I don't remember. I was having
Exactly.
so much fun, but like
Didn't-
I was
you
just
don't remember it?
distracted. When I go back and ride it again, I'm gonna pay more attention to it.
Yeah,
I mean, even the pre-show, I don't remember
exactly.
at all.
It's not a good sign.
But I was talking to two kids. Like my daughter was freaking out a little bit. I was like,
But you were there
I
for
w-
3 hours. You had time to get it.
I wasn't paying attention there, and that's my fault. But
No, it's not your fault. You said you
But-
were with people. You were.
but I don't know. I had such a great time on it that it sucks that you don't like it because it's such a great ride. I wish you could find more out of it to enjoy.
Yeah.
I just look at it as it is for me it was a mixture of Test Track, Rock and Roller Coaster, and Space Mountain.
It is.
And I think for what that ride is, they could not have done anything better. It was a 10 out of 10 perfect, and it was the most fun I've ever had on a Disney ride.
Thank. I know I'm the only person that doesn't like it, so I know I'm in the obvious minority.
I
but
think you're
that's
being a
just my
little
feeling.
harsh.
I
Harsh / being a hater.
I don't know. I genuinely got off and said, "All right, canceling next week's preview. I don't
get
need to
that
do
at
it."
all. It's such a fun ride. Like even if you don't like, here's the thing. Like even if you don't like not having animatronics, and there's certain things you don't like about it, the ride's still fun.
It's fun, but like it's when you know what it could have and should have been.
But like
It's
you know what Galaxy's Edge should have been, but you still love Galaxy's Edge.
because it's it's like it is like what you're saying. It's still awesome though.
Still
So
great.
It is what you're saying. Yeah, but
It's still a great ride. Could it have been better? Sure.
yeah,
But I felt very satisfied with it. And if that's the way Epcot's going, dude, I'd much rather have that than a 45-minute listen to Bill Nye talk about renewable energy. That's so dated. It doesn't work anymore.
Well, it doesn't have to be Bill Nye. Whoever
But it
is
doesn't. It doesn't.
new.
That type of that attraction is gone, dude. It's a way.
I
It's
know.
time of the past.
I hate it.
It sucks. I love old Epcot.
Yeah,
I love it. I have a freaking kitchen cabaret thing and a Horizons painting in my living room.
yeah.
I get it, but you got to move on. You can't want to update stuff and change stuff and keep everything the same.
I mean, like
That's
those
not-
rides were like Epcot's Haunted Mansion, though. Like, so if Haunted Mansion's gone tomorrow,
No,
Brad,
dude,
you got to
it's
move
not.
on.
It's
like,
not. It's not. Journey to Imagination is Epcot's Haunted Mansion.
Well, exactly, but it's gone, so we got to move on.
You have to move on. You can't
So if
dwell on
Haunted
it.
Mansion's gone tomorrow,
I would be
just
very
move
upset.
on. But
You'd
but
have
just
to.
move on.
Holly had to move
Mm.
on from Streets of America. That was her absolute favorite thing to do at Disney World.
Yeah. And great movie ride.
And she's
we
like,
had to move on.
and great movie ride. Those were her two favorite things.
Yeah.
It's got to move on. You can't. I mean, there's nothing wrong with like missing it and wanting to ride it again. Totally. I have a
Yeah.
great movie ride sign over my television that
Yeah.
I knocked down today by accident.
Oh.
But but like it can't be stale. And I think Epcot felt so stale for so long, and then this is just the shot in the arm it needed.
Well, I'm glad it's going to draw crowds to Epcot and out of Batu. So that's
Yeah,
the
me too.
positive. That's the
Batu
positive.
felt dead the other day. I was walking through.
Love it.
I really wish you could like that ride, man. It is. I wish you could feel the joy I felt on that.
I feel it elsewhere, so it's fine. I'll
That's
feel
good.
it in an empty Batu.
I can't wait to ride it again.
I
I'm
think-
bummed. I'm actually bummed I'm going to Celebration because I would love to go ride it again this week.
You can go when you come back. Just go.
If you see that they have a Magic Band for opening day, can you grab it for me? If you happen to
I
be
won't-
there.
I won't be there. I'll be at work.
Oh,
And
you're
then,
not going
and
opening
then
day.
Batu.
Oh, that was Tom. Never
Yeah.
mind. Tom said he was going opening day.
But no,
I'll
he
have-
switched his reservation though for the Ahsoka sabers.
Oh, all right.
Yeah,
Well,
both
shit.
of us switched
Shit.
because I don't give a flying you know what.
I would love a Cosmic Rewind Magic Band Plus.
That'd be cool.
Yeah, I feel like they have some of that coming into that ride.
Yeah, they should. I'm not going to say they will because nothing's guaranteed anymore, but they should.
All right. Before we end the show and before this is the last bit of news from Celebration, do you want to, speaking of Celebration, do you want to ask me some Celebration speculation questions?
Of course. So, what do you okay? Do you think there's going to be any? I won't say movies because Kathleen Kennedy doesn't say movies. She says features.
Features.
Are there any features being announced?
Yes.
Ooh.
Oh, shit.
Okay.
Let's rip this. I think there will be features announced. Before we did that last episode, I was going to say there's going to be footage from Rogue One shown, but I don't
Rogue
think that's
Squadron,
going to... Sorry, Rogue
yeah.
Squadron.
But nope.
I don't think that's going to happen now.
Nope.
I thought they would have something filmed.
Apparently, they have nothing filmed for Taika or Rogue Squadron.
So
or
I think announcements, yes. I think
maybe a title for Taika.
Maybe more information on Rogue Squadron. If they don't say something about Rogue Squadron, it's canceled.
Yeah, it's not a good sign.
It's not a good sign.
But the way she
maybe they'll
talked
bring
in
up
that
Ryan
interview,
Johnson's trilogy again.
That'd
That
be
would be
cool.
cool to hear. Like maybe what it's
a
about.
time
Timeline
period.
something, a logo, anything.
Yeah.
Because he had to have something to be approved.
Right.
So I'm curious what that is. Past that, I don't know. They're really leaning into Disney Plus, which makes me so upset. I love going to see Star Wars movies in the theaters.
Yeah.
I like it at home too. Where I
They
can
know
pause
that,
it,
though.
but I wanna see a Star Wars movie on the big screen.
Yeah.
But there's 2 or 3, and one of them is like late 2023. So maybe we'll get something for that.
Yeah.
I don't know what the hell that is.
I don't know if they're still planning on it, but they're planning to stagger the Avatar Star Wars.
every
Avatar,
other.
Star Wars.
So
So this
Avatar.
December is Avatar.
So next December would
Yep.
be a Star Wars movie, which I
won't-
love Star Wars movies in December.
You think
It's my
we'll get
favorite
one
thing.
in 2023 though? I don't think we'll get.
I thought they had said, was it 2025?
I think that's gonna be the first.
Was it 2025?
Yeah.
Okay. Whatever it was. I forget what the
They
schedule
can't-
was.
there won't be-
2023 is next year.
Yeah, there won't be a new
Yeah,
one in
no,
a year
no,
and a
no,
half. No.
Well, there could be.
I don't. It could be. I don't think so.
There could be. It would have to be being worked on as we speak, and no one would be knowing about it.
Yeah, and maybe they announce it this weekend.
Yeah, could be.
Could be.
That's about it for features, I think.
Yeah, maybe just one title or something. Nothing.
Maybe
crazy.
one title.
Yeah.
You might get nothing. I'm hopeful that they're going to announce something, but I think you're probably going to get all Disney Plus stuff.
Yeah.
Which annoys me.
They need to get something going though to stagger with Avatar. So if Avatar is this year, that means nothing is next year, and then
Marvel,
nothing is.
They're going to bank on Marvel.
Yeah. But they never talked about that being in like the staggering plan. I mean, it obviously would.
Well,
'cause
isn't
it's
there
the
like
same
4 Marvel
company.
projects a year? But now with Disney, I feel like they are
Yeah.
doing way too much with Disney Plus.
Yeah, I think.
I mean,
so.
how many? We've had 3 this year already.
Just Marvel?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think at least, right?
Wait, was Loki this year or last year?
I think that was this year. Yeah, I think so.
Was that this year? No.
We're in May now.
We're in
so
May.
Yeah.
I don't remember.
I think.
Yeah, it was like February, right?
Yeah, it was.
So we've had that, Moon Knight.
Yeah.
I'm missing one. WandaVision. No, that was
no,
last
that was
year.
the first one, wasn't it? Was that the first one?
I don't remember.
I don't either.
Something,
I think it was.
Something else came out. Captain Winter Soldier, no.
Mm.
Oh, Hawkeye.
That was Christmas.
That was Christmas, and it
Yeah.
bled into this year.
Into this year. Yep.
But, I mean, that's a lot.
Yeah.
We have She-Hulk coming up. We have not Miss Incredible. Miss Marvel.
Yeah.
That's just a lot.
Yep.
It's oversaturated.
Thor's in June, right? Or July. June, July.
God, already in June?
No, Thor's July.
July.
Lightyear is June.
Lightyear.
I'm excited for Lightyear.
I could not care less about that movie.
Oh,
I love Buzz. I don't need to know where the story of the action figure. Talk about a story that doesn't need to be told. Who gives a shit?
that's true.
They could have made it an original property. It could have been its own thing.
Yeah. I hope it gets popular and they retheme Mission Space, though.
I hope it's popular when they retheme Buzz Lightyear Astro Blasters.
Well, that just needs to be not there anymore and give us
I
a new
love that
Tomorrowland
ride.
attraction.
That
I do
ride
too,
is so
but it just doesn't fit in Tomorrowland.
No, Tomorrowland doesn't have a theme.
I love it
so
too. Yeah, I
that's
love
the
it a
problem
lot.
is that Tomorrowland doesn't have a theme. It's not the ride.
You know, yeah. No, the ride's maybe the second or third best thing in Tomorrowland. So like, yeah.
I love that ride, man. That was always my family's first ride we would come and do every time we came on a trip.
Yeah.
I do remember doing Take Flight.
There was if you
Delta
had
Dream
wings,
Flight?
and then where is Delta Dream Flight? If you had wings, then
Whatever
Take
the last
Flight.
version was. Take Flight?
Yeah,
I remember that.
Take Flight.
I remember
I did
doing
that a
Take
lot
Flight.
as a kid. I loved it for
Yeah.
some reason.
I did
it wasn't
too.
great, but I loved
I
it.
remember really liking it.
Yeah. That's one of those things that I can definitely say without any bias that I'm like, I liked it, but it was bad.
Yeah.
Like, it was not good.
I think if you went back and watched a lot of that old Epcot stuff as an adult and you took the nostalgia out of it, you'd be like, oh boy.
I don't know. I watched Ellen yesterday and loved it.
I did.
So I don't know.
That one actually kind of held up because a lot of the effects were cool.
Yeah.
But I'll give you Ellen. I'll give you Ellen. But I think Cosmic, if I could pick between the two experiences,
Well, that one-
taking nostalgia out of it, I'm going Cosmic Rewind, man.
That one I told you the day I wrote it. You were asking me, you're like, pick one, Ellen or Cosmic. I said, I can't say Ellen's a better ride because it's not. But I like Ellen better. But
That's
I can't.
fair.
But I can take my bias out and say Cosmic's a better ride.
It's a better ride.
But I like Ellen better. But yeah, I
just
can do
loved
that
Cosmic
100%.
Rewind, man. Had some, all right, what other speculation questions you got?
All right, so that was a movie. There hasn't been any Disney Plus announcements for Star Wars. I mean, they're talking about Acolyte pretty heavy. So do we get an Acolyte teaser?
Yeah.
Acolyte teaser.
Yeah.
Man,
Acolyte
I'm
teaser.
excited for Acolyte. That was second to me behind Kenobi. It's Kenobi then Acolyte.
I'm nervous because they said that the writer has never seen any Star Wars movies.
Yeah, I remember that.
You don't have to see Star Wars to write Star Wars, but
yeah.
because I kind of guess that's what the story group's for. So as long as you tell a good story, I guess it's okay.
Yeah.
But if I'm being honest, that makes me very nervous.
Yeah. You got to at least know the feel of Star Wars. And
Yeah.
how do you know the feel without seeing it?
Yeah.
Like, you don't have to love it and cosplay it. And
No.
but, like, as
No,
long
no,
as you're
no.
like, okay.
I don't think Ryan Johnson knows or would cosplay. You know what I mean?
No,
Like,
but he knows the Force pretty well. He
yeah.
knows characters pretty well. Yeah, there's a difference. But, like, you don't have to be us, you know. But
no.
at least
but I think especially for something in the High Republic era, ish.
that's so new. So, like, you don't have
you
to
s-
see all the movies.
But it doesn't feel not like when you're reading a High Republic novel, it feels Star Wars.
right.
So I just want to make sure this feels like
But
Star
if you
Wars.
like, it'd be jarring to go like High Republic and then watch a sequel movie. There's hardly any connectivity
Yeah.
there. So like,
But there's not a lot of connectivity between the prequels and the original trilogy. I mean, there's
right?
a lot
There's
of
a pretty big jarring.
everything
thing
has
there.
its own kind of aesthetic.
The
and
very
feel.
end of Revenge of the Sith. They're like, look, Star Destroyers, look, Death Star. It's
Yeah.
like, where did that come from? But if you watch the Clone Wars, you see the progression of the ships
Yeah.
into the Star Destroyers. But if you don't watch those,
I just wonder what story that's going to be. I'm very curious.
I don't know. I'm just excited because, like I said, Darkseid gets nothing, but we're finally getting a show. So hopefully it shows some
I feel like
Darkseid
it could
stuff.
be like the first Sith to come.
Yeah, I mean, it could be.
I know they said Maul was the first Sith in 1,000 years, but I don't buy
Yeah.
that.
No, I
think
think
that's
that's
what the
just more
Jedi want you to
propaganda.
think.
Yeah, like
That's what I thought was going to be happening in the last High Republic book, the one that I really liked. I already forgot the name of it.
Oh dang.
But
The names, okay, we both pretty much love most of the High Republic, but the names of the books are not great. They're all just like
so
the,
vague.
the storm coming, or
Rising
the
Storm.
the brewing storm, or the coming villain, or it's like
The
ju-
blank of the blank.
Yeah, it's like, okay, I can't tell these titles apart.
The Lord of the Rings.
Right? Oh, is that High Republic?
Republic. Could be.
Yeah, could be.
Gandalf's got a lightsaber.
Yeah. What color is it? White?
Going blue.
Basic.
Yeah. It's
Yeah,
a basic ass bitch.
Yeah, he is. That
What
basic
else? What other
beard.
questions?
Okay.
There's a High Republic panel.
There is.
There's a Del
The
Rey
authors are
publishing
going to be there,
panel.
right? Like
Yep.
the big
Oh,
five,
yeah.
basically.
The hell was that?
Someone just got shot.
That's what it sounded like.
You meeting any actors at all? Any
Nope.
celebrities?
Not
None?
interested.
From afar, I'd be like, hey.
Hey, what's up? If I bump into you in the hallway, I'll say hi.
Yeah.
I was gonna do it if Mark Hamill was there,
Oh, yeah.
because I don't know how many celebrations that dude's got left.
Yeah, I hate to say that. That's a sad thought.
But like, it's probably not 5. But you know what I mean. Like, it just makes me sad.
yeah.
Um,
I'm just holding out hope that next one is Orlando, so I can be there 100%.
yeah, yeah.
So when does that get announced? Like at the end of
It
Celebration?
typically gets
Or-
announced at the last day of
Oh,
Celebration.
sweet. So we'll know in a week.
But it
So-
didn't last time.
Well, dang.
Celebration didn't get announced last time.
Ugh.
Or
At
no, maybe it
Chicago?
was Chicago. I don't remember.
No,
Was
I think it
Chicago
did.
or Orlando.
Chicago was the last one, and
Yeah.
I think they did say it's going to be Anaheim.
So then it was one
But
in
then
Orlando.
COVID just
It was
pushed
one
it,
that was
pushed
Orlando
it.
that didn't announce Chicago.
Okay,
That's what it was. So I don't know.
we should get a drop.
I'm
though.
still saying it's going to be London.
Yeah, they do go to London every now and then. I'll be sad.
It's been
if
a
it
while.
is. That means I need to wait.
They've done the last 3 here.
Yeah, so it's fair.
Got to go overseas and let
Yeah.
them. I'll go. I've never been to London.
Dang,
I kind of excited.
I
if it
would
is
like
London.
to go, but
Yeah.
I can't because I can't afford it.
It's not as bad as you think. Especially
Right.
if you like. It's not. It's really not. A week with flight and hotel was $1,800. I'm spending that amount, truthfully, about that, to go to Anaheim
Dang.
because flights were ridiculous.
Yeah.
But it's about
There's
it costs
also-
about the same.
Yeah.
It's just getting a passport and all that kind of crap. But that can be done well in advance.
Which we'll have plenty of time to do.
I'm very upset. No Hasbro exclusives. Nothing.
Yeah, see, I'm not as big into the merch. So,
Oh,
like,
God,
is there
it pissed
any
me
merch
off.
that you are like jacked for? Any
Yeah, the
figures?
Obi-Wan-
Or,
there's no
like,
figures.
no
There's
figures at
no
all.
there's no Hasbro exclusive stuff.
Hasbro,
There's
nothing.
Funko stuff. There's a few shirts I want. I want the Dexter Jexter neon sign. I might not
Yeah.
get it, but it depends on price. I really want the Obi-Wan logo shirt, the Celebration logo shirt, and the
Yeah.
Ahsoka logo shirt.
Yeah.
I like the logo shirts.
Right.
And I've got them all from Celebration. I got the Last Jedi one. I have the Force Awakens one that I bought later, but I still have it. I got Rise of Skywalker from Amazon because by the time I'd gotten there, they had already sold out of my size of the
Jeez.
Celebration one. And they go for like crazy money online. And it's also hard to tell if it's a real one because the real ones have like the thing on the side that say Celebration and whatever Star Wars logo. But I'm just excited, man. I can't wait. I'm ready for my panel to be done. I'm very happy that it's the first panel of the weekend.
At first, you were a little nervous about that.
Yeah.
But now you like it.
Now I like it because there's no expectation yet.
Yeah.
I get to set the expectation.
And like not in a bad way, but then
once it's
you're
done, it's done.
and it's out of the way.
It's done.
Yeah, you
It's
got
done.
the rest of the celebration to celebrate. And to just hang out as a fan.
Yeah, so I'm excited about that. I'm also excited to get a speaker badge because that's one I've always had media passes.
Yeah.
So it'll be cool to have a different
level
badge
up, man.
type.
You just like evolved your Pokemon evolution.
Yeah. Hopefully we'll see. We'll see
You're
what
now
happens in the next celebration.
Bradizard instead of a Charizard.
All right, let's wrap this up and get the panel finished.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for listening to this episode. We will see you on the next show. Until then, stay safe. May the Force be with you.
Always. And good journey.
Rise, Jedi Knight.
Not as good as your last one. Yeah, it's okay.